Well, folks, it is, I don't know, another day. I don't know where we're at here. But we did the other day, we did that, do we call that a sail panel? The rear panel? I don't know. Anyways, you see me there before. So you see me grabbing this one off the back. We cut it up. We're going to have to do kind of the same thing, other than some of this is a little screwed up. We'll have to beat that out a little bit. But I have a loose plan, or I don't know. I kind of think I remember what I all cut up. We're going to cut the lip off. We're going to cut this in half. We're going to use the back part into the front part. We're going to basically do all the same things we did over there and try to build up this sail pan, the side of the window, whatever it is. We definitely didn't use a lot of it, did we? Golly, eh? Look at that. Not a heck of a lot there. But we do know we had the back headlight coming up. So that was that part. And then this is, I don't know, other chunks of the fender. We have our other bits over here that we haven't used. So kind of have a rough pattern what we're going to go by here. And then, well, we'll figure it out as we go. It's only metal. If you screw up, you can weld it back in. All right. Well, let's start cutting. All right, got our bag here. We got a big dinger. I don't know how much of that needs to be is going to get cut away, but we'll try to wall up that thing out. Just smacking it with my dolly. Find the right dolly, same shape. Might be close enough. Man, let's see where we get. I'm sure there's like tons more cutting I gotta do. I'm definitely trying to eyeball it to the other side. And I think that is about where I'm at. And I feel the other roof came down more. I don't need to put as much effort into this as I did the other side. I feel I can keep more of this, but up here I don't need it. And then this needed to like stretch out. but judging by that side, I cut it all out. So let's do like I did on the other side. We'll just screw it down and then we'll just try to work this other piece and then we'll just make less work, but try to do that. I can probably cut the inside stuff out. All right, let's set this up similar to the other side. It's just the old eyeball from my side to that side to see how things look. And just stab a screw in here. So I feel that looks right. Let's do one more screw and then. All right. It's pretty terrible, but. I'm semi trying to skip steps, but I don't remember how I did the other side. Thinking it was something like that. I think I gotta get rid of a sliver out of there. Oh, I feel I'm in the zone. I don't know. Cut it on the high side. Hope that's right. I do gotta get rid of some of this, but I'm gonna start with the upper. We're gonna do one big old slice through there. Man, is that too much? I don't think so. We'll start with that carve. It's a bit of a tough act to follow here. You gotta put that one screw in there. I think that'll more or less hold this where I want it. There's way too much meat in here, but until I have this all together. We need more screws. Okay. We need to make sure things feel the same. From side to side, and all we got is our peepers to see it. Well, I am going to have to guesstimate that was, or this is right. Like things kind of look the same. They're, you know, truck's not perfectly level, but when I hold that shape up, looks like it's gonna work. We don't have the opening, but I think I want to zap and trim some stuff off of that side first. And then I think I'm just gonna template that opening and come here and, well, I'll trim a little bit away, but I'm kind of gonna do the same business, so at least the two openings are the same. The best I can tell, the shape is kind of there, other than like that one I haven't run to the top of the panel yet. So I want to kind of zip zap a few things and then we can push things over and hopefully they line up similar to how I have this side. I might hold off on trimming that inside until I get the other side to do this and run along the top. But from so far, the best I can tell, things look like they're right. I'll put a couple screws into that, then we'll trim the bottom. like I did here and do a couple little zaps in there. And well, maybe I can fit, well, I'm gonna have to trim that. The bottom is okay where it wraps around, but the top you can see is curling. And I don't really want to, not really gonna stretch it out. It's probably gonna need like a slice from here down over there, but. All right. It's about as good as I think I can get it / see it. So let's cut some stuff and zap a few things. First thing we're gonna do is slice here. Then I think I'm gonna come in here, just do a rough slice through this section. And then we'll have to come into here and then slice up because this is going too much into the, we can pull it, but not excessive. And I don't really wanna start making things do weird stuff. Back here, we're sort of in the zone. So I might just, once I put a couple screws here, I might just come in, trim this a little bit, just so I can do this door gap opening similar to the other side. And then we'll test fit. I guess right now what I can do is put a couple screws so that I know this thing, when I take it off, when I put the screws back in, I know this thing's sitting in the same place. That's my thought process. All right, commence the time lapse.
Well, so far I'm liking everything. The only thing I found was when I did this, this post almost looks original, like it's straight up, which is okay. But for some reason, when I look at that one, I like the way it's leaning in. Just has this more pancake, kind of just suits the roundness of things on the truck. So I busted these welds, but I don't know how to get it to the right lean. So to keep things consistent, we're about 75 degrees over, according to this. Technically, we're the same.
I'm thinking I'm not needing that anymore. We are getting there. Look at that. That side looks more complete because it's got that little bit of stuff there, but so we got the same angle of dangle there, both sides. As far as I can tell, the top of the roof kind of seems the same. This thing is working out. We're just a hair bit over, but with the smallest trim, these are pretty much ready to kind of buzz together. I just got to get this shape the same as the other side. So basically we just need to CAD that one up. I'll follow the door line here, and then we'll do the same, like come to this side, and we can mark that off, and then those should be the same. Still have no idea what I'm doing for the header yet. That's, I kind of had an idea before, now I just threw a wrench into that one, but that's all right. You can see this one, we cut the inner stuff out, so things actually fit a lot nicer in there. I kind of got some of that junk cut out. I got to do the same over there, because you can see where all my screws are. I can kind of just zippity-doo and get rid of some of that. I don't know if the back side of this thing's, well, I cut an excessive amount of stuff in here, so we're gonna do it with this panel to make the shape. I sort of want to go outside and try to find a roof off one of the cars and see if I can plop it on top and get most of the roundness, most of the roof shape there. But it's really muddy out there. Although I do have that Oldsmobile. I could just cut the roof off of that one because it's not in a muddy area. I don't know. We'll do some shopping. We'll go look for a roof to cut up that we can. Actually, I'm going to measure some stuff first, and then we'll see what's the best candidate for to plop onto this thing. Oh, everything's rotten, eh? Cool. Well, we have the Oldsmobile back in. If you don't remember, we actually got this motor running, I don't know, quite a while ago. It's still loose, so that's a win. I think Ryder's looking for stuff to do, so I'll probably get him to pull the motor and stuff out of here. But with that said, look at this. Other than I just noticed this big dinger here, but we can knock that out. It shouldn't be too big of a deal. Headliner's still in there, but hopefully this is pretty close. Well, it should be. I think it's just got a nice bubbly to it, and we need a nice bubbly over there. So plan is, I'm not going to zip cut because there's just a whole lot of junky interior in here, and I got glass. The glass is not good in the front, but it's not cracked either, so it'd be usable for something. I don't know what, but it's kind of hard to find the curved stuff, so if we have to, we can use it. And the back window's still good. It's kind of neat. It's a wraparound. No idea what to do. I do like the dash and the steering wheel, though. Check out the steering wheel. It's got the Oldsmobile globe in the middle there. And the dash is kind of neat. Essentially, I think what I'm going to do is end up using this motor in the Model A Coupe, the blue one over there, wherever it is. I was going to put that blown Hemi, like a Hemi with a blower on it, but it all got toasted. And you know what? To rebuild that motor is probably more than that whole car is going to cost to build. So we'll go with a rocket. That's going to be the next plan here. Maybe we'll put a tri-power or something on it. I like this one because it's a manual. So it has the clutch and the bell housing and stuff. So it should be pretty easy to adapt a Saginaw or something to this thing. Other than that, there's not a whole lot. Like there's a bunch of little bits that we'll take off. Basically gonna get Ryder to strip this thing down. Anyways, back to topic at hand. Somehow I'm gonna get the Sawzall and I'm gonna dig into this thing a bit, and we're just gonna chop this lid off we're gonna do a loosey-goosey fit on there just to see, because either it's gonna work front to back, or worst case I can go side over. I would like to use, you know, like the front part midway up, and then it would be really cool if this fit along the back sill pan and then this thing rolled up and made its transition into the roof again. And then later we can figure out what to do for a window. So, let's go put a new blade in the Sawzall and start cutting. Well, it's too big. That's good. I'm gonna cut it down. Where did I go? Let's go a little more. Just in case we try to do the visor thing. All right. All right, this sort of broke here. I need to get my 75 degrees back here. I don't think my tack broke, I just don't think I had. Or did a tack break? I don't know. Maybe a tack broke, I don't know. I think I just have to, you know what? Maybe I'll just stick a screw in it. Might be the easiest. Where's my 75? Around there. All right, cool. All right, this thing has a nice bubbly roundness to the back. Let's see if we can use it on the cab. Here's our problem spot. Well, Here's my dilemma. I really dig to have a visor, but I don't think I have room in my box for the lid with the visor part on it. I might tack it just to see how this whole thing fits once I figure out the back pan and this front. But overall, I think we can use this. The skin's got enough bubble to it that it just helps my cause. And because it doesn't reach over here, but I think overall inside things are gonna fit and work, or I can make them work anyways. And you have to remember, it doesn't have to be perfect because we are gonna pad this thing and we're gonna have a little bit of foam and it's gonna be vinyl, so nothing has to be perfect. This panel seems pretty cool in the back, but I have this problem with the upper part. This thing doesn't transition very well. None of these two parts are doing what I kind of want. Like this one, I guess if I had used this brow in the back with that, we might have a decent little hump, but I want this in the front. I mean, I really like this visor idea, but we might have to bring it back just so it's, I don't know, just looks like a really bad haircut. Looks like the old bowl cut. We're gonna have to play with this idea. I don't know. I like this. This is pretty cool. I like it. And then, well, we may have to go kind of flat. Maybe we can't do this roundy bit. Maybe we have to use this up here a bit to start the transition, and I almost have to find a junky truck roof just so the back window makes sense, because this is all curved and it's going to get screwed up royally if I try to put a window in there. It's not too big of a deal. Even the roof's not too big of a deal. Like, if we have to, we can start using this to roll this edge back, and then everything else seems like okay. Like if I do the old vicious clamp and push and clamp, things will sort of work around here. You can see how this actually sits pretty flat, but there's too much round going in here. We might have to use this part to finish the back, and then have to just, if I have to make it with flat sheet, that's probably works already. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this off. I'm gonna go pull this slab out from here. I'm not worried about the nose, but I'm gonna put this on backwards and see how this works to make the back part. Hopefully I can combo between the two and make a nice piece. Hey, doesn't that look like an old buggy? An old Model A kind of.
All right, well, I don't have my microphone on, so sorry if it's loud. So I'm gonna try to switch these two around. If this piece is gonna make a nice roundy bit. Not quite. Although it is better. We just don't. We have this very little spot we have to fix.
Well, I have like a loose game plan here. We kind of got this all going, but I need to make a better transition into the back of the cab here. So we could use this over there. This works not bad for this. The front half works good over into the front part, but we don't have a good back section that wants to transition into this, because you can see how this doesn't, if we do the two pieces, there's like a hard edge to it, and I want this to be just a continuous round bubble. That's kind of what I'm going for. So I think my plan is I'm gonna go outside, we're gonna go have a look. I got a few options for some roofs that we could use. So, or not roofs, but rear panels, because when I built the International, we had some stuff there that we could possibly use. All right, this is uber muddy, but just because of the, I need to finish that limbo move before we add some stuff. I either have this front header panel is from the International. I kind of kept it around because it just had some spare lights, but it might be what I need to get this little bit. Or even we got the back window, which I don't think there's enough. If it had a little more over into the roof would be good. We have like trunk lids we could try. Oh, you know what? We used to have this inner panel. Yeah, there's kind of a lot of stuff going on in there. There's another trunk lid that has a nice transition. You know what? Now that I think about it, with that Buick, I pulled a Dodge hood off of there, or a Dodge, I don't know what it is, like a Dodge trunk lid? Maybe I'll actually look at that thing really quick. I had it covering the motor. I have Ryder, he's gonna actually be pulling the motor out of that car, so we'll be able to, I don't need to cover it anymore. All right, well, let's see. This thing was pretty rotten, I know that much. I don't know if it's round enough. You can see it's kind of hot garbage because it's pretty rusty everywhere here. Actually everywhere. But I don't know. It's hot garbage anyway, so I'm just going to cut a big chunk of that thing out and we'll just see how it fits, if it works to get into the downward slope on there. Well, I'm not sure. That sort of fits, but it's quite wide enough to make the whole back of the cab, but we'll see how it goes this way. And then we'll flat sheet it, maybe. I kind of liking this, but I don't, well, maybe it'll work. We'll pull the top off. And just see how this looks the other way. It's a little big. We didn't use the white one because it's actually so rotten. I would have only got to use this much of the bulge out of it. Well, here's my problem with this. I mean, I like it, but it's getting really bubbly up on top. I think what I gotta do is see how this roof line kind of comes down and comes back out. I gotta get rid of that so this can stretch a little more. I think I like it more when I had it sitting back, flopping over the top. But I do have to get rid of this and hope that some of this will relax a bit, and then maybe I can use this as my rear panel. Even though it's got too much round to it. Like this part's not bad, but it's just getting really tall, and I'm trying to keep it fairly flat. Let's just do a quick little slice here. Cut about that much out of it. I think this side's a little, not as much, but I think I got to get rid of that to relieve this a little bit. So we got to find some happy medium. see if that, by doing that, this will lay a little flatter. Then we can kind of go in this, you know, this way, and then we can just add a flat piece down the bottom. Yeah, right there, you can see it's just so big into that one. Hold on. I wonder what happens if I do this. This is the wrong panel for the front, but oh yeah, we got that big dinger in the way there. Such a weird look. Honestly, the pieces work together if I got that out. See if I can give it a quick little bop. We'll see how flat it sits. Just a floppy mess. Everything. It's not really the way I want this to go, but too tall. Way too tall. That definitely needs to flatten out. All right, well, let's cut that up. We'll retest it. We'll do the front half that I want to use, and then we'll try to jimmy rig that back part and see if we can figure it out. Well, this puzzle is slowly getting there. Look at this mess, eh? We had to split the back because, well, these edges worked really well. So I'm just, instead of building this whole edge, I mean, it is just a mess in here, but we'll fix it yet. So we got there. This worked out pretty good, I think, so far. We'll have to trim all this off, but so I think I can kind of come in everywhere that I want. Maybe we might have to fine tune this because I do want it to rip over the edge like this, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anywho, we got to do more cutting, yet more cutting, because I have this. I like the front of this roof, whether it's got to go back or forward, I don't know yet. So there's just too much material, and I'm thinking somewhere, like if I cut this roof, because it's actually finishing off the transition right here nicely, and then I want to have extra. So this one should be nice. I'm thinking here to here, somewhere in this vicinity, these two are going to match up okay. So this will do the front nose, this will do the back part, this does the back, that fender did this and the arch over the window. It's kind of a huge jigsaw puzzle, but we're slowly getting there. It's the only thing I'm waiting on is whether I can keep a brow or not. I need to get this thing like sort of all together and screwed together, and then we're gonna see how much of a, if we can fit it in the box with a little bit of a visor thing, because I think that looks awesome on there, but I don't know that it's gonna be doable because it was kind of, the top was based on my old one, which kind of just butted right up against the window post, but we'll see. We'll try. We gotta keep cutting and then we'll find out. It definitely looks like the roof with the brow, the mini little visor is gonna be a go, because it fits. It's looks like a hot mess right now, because there is just metal lapped on top of metal on top of metal. But it does fit in there. It's a little snug, but everything's a little floppy. But overall, I just see that it fits. My vision for this cover, tonneau cover, is gonna work fine. The roof it's actually pretty light, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's awkward. I think it's gonna be I mean, I can do it by myself. Maybe if I was in the truck and I picked it up and then I kind of came back. It's just, it has to be thrown over the side, because my vision for this tonneau cover on here is gonna be, it's gonna come back like my hood, and then it'll stand up here. So a feller has to like dump this thing over the side. But overall, it fits in there. I kind of zapped the bar in there just because I wanted the edges to stay where they're supposed to. I did trace the inside. I don't know if you can see, but I have a big trace mark that I got to do, and that should get my top sitting very close to this edge lip that I want to do. That's my big goal. So we did a lot of farting around. I'm happy with the use of fenders and trunk and a roof from said car. I think overall this actually, it still looks like a hot mess, but we're gonna have to go in and trim the beans out of everything, because inside, I don't know if I can look at this. Complete floppy mess, but look at everything going on. I kind of have it like sort of screwed into place, so now we can kind of go in, zip cut all the excess off, and then try to trim it. My plan is, drop that without hurting myself. My plan is I'm not going to do a butt weld on this. Everything's going to get about maybe an inch or a half inch a lap weld, because then I can just go take said laser and we can just gun this thing all together like quick. So I'll probably be kind of slashing, getting this thing fit back a little more where I want. Then I'm just gonna weld it, and then we'll probably cut again, weld, cut, weld. This thing's gonna look so Frankenstein-y. But that said, I keep saying this, but it's gonna be wrapped in vinyl, so it's not really important to me what it looks like underneath, other than I just need to be able to somehow fasten my vinyl to it. That's kind of the big thing for me anyways. I have to figure that out. I think until the next round, I think that is where I am going to leave this one. Next, we're going to have to try to puzzle this thing and make it one piece and get rid of all the excess steel out of there. And then, man, I don't know. Then comes the windows, like figure out the windows, the front header, the rear. There's still a lot to go here. But I think the overall shape, I'm happy with it, the way it is. You kind of seen it on there. Maybe I'll throw it back on here quick for you folks, and you can kind of see how what it's like inside. I'm pretty comfy. It's got headroom, better than most of my chop stuff, that's for sure. Let's see if that comes back. All right. Get to watch me fumble by myself putting this thing on. I really should have gloves. This truly is definitely going to be a miserable thing to do by myself. Again, though, I think I'll be inside the truck. That would make the most sense. I sort of loosely have a vision where this stuff goes. And a couple of these screws are not helping the cause. like that one. Oh, I think it went over that one. I think that is where I had it. Look at that. Some reason this doesn't seem right, but hey, there's a lot of finessing to do yet. Hey, but hey, look at that. We even got like a schnoz of a visor there. I like it. Anyways, folks, I think that is where we are going to leave this one. As always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later. Cool. Key is on, ignition, fuel is on, run. Well, that went a lot better than the first time we did this stuff. Probably needs, I don't know why we would choke, but. Tighten your oil filter? Those screws tight? Yeah? Mm. Well, it's leaking there. The O-ring was in there? Mm-hmm. The O-ring was in there? At least we know you have oil pressure if it's dripping. Alright. Now, we'll tighten that up. I guess you finish put it together. Put your clutch back. Should be good to go.